Be quick. If you are 5 minutes, it will seem like 5 hours. Luca, do you know what the higher love is?
No, sir.
Very fatiguing thing to keep up for any length of time, Luca. One feels the need of some relief after.
Perhaps you'd like some coffee, sir.
Thank you, Luca.
Oh, sir, you know I didn't mean that. I'm surprised at you.
I'm surprised at myself, Luca. What would Sergius, the hero of Slivnitsa, say if he saw me now? What would Sergius, the apostle of the higher love, say if he saw me now? What would the half-dozen Sergius...
Sergius, I think we two have found the higher love. When I think of you, I feel I could never do a base deed, or think of this noble thought.
My lady and my saint.
Come and see me all in the world. But I...
You see, pay attention here to the dialogue between Sergius on the one hand and Raina on the other. She considers herself as, you see, a woman who uses to dream all the time, and she considers herself as useless, inactive, and not seeing the world, sitting at home all the time. You see, so the position of the woman here, is discussed through the dialogue, and Raina expresses herself as being a girl or a woman inactive, and she keeps waiting for the man to come to take her as a wife. Pay attention to this.
That should at home. Inactive. Dreaming. Useless.
Useless. She says useless, dreaming, inactive, sitting at home. This reveals to us how George Bernard Shaw deals with the status of the woman before all the movements that calls for emancipation of women in the 19th century in the Victorian English society. You see, so George Bernard Shaw, in fact, calls for the emancipation of the women, together with the world dramatists who dealt with this problem. Earlier, this problem was dealt with by Henrik Ibsen in his famous play that was called A Doll's House. George Bernard Shaw was influenced, in fact, by Henrik Ibsen, and through his plays, he uses to deal with these matters and discussing these problems. So through the dialogue, we listen to this. You see, in addition to the main theme, which is the higher love between Raina on the one hand and Sergius. You see, she will discuss this love, what she terms as higher love. You see, and Sergius will take the term and will ask Luca about the meaning of
Either article might have worthy of any man.
Dearest, all my deeds have been yours. You have inspired me. I have gone through the war like a knight in a tournament, with his lady looking down at him.
And you have never been absent from my thoughts for a moment. Sergius, I think think we two have found the higher love. When I think of you, I feel I could never do a base deed, or think an ignoble thought.
My lady.
You see, the higher love, by higher love, she means higher standards of love. When she ever thinks of her fiancé, she thinks that she cannot do any foul deed. That is, for higher love will protect her. For higher love will be just like the shield for her to protect and preserve her from any misdeeds. This is what she means by that. Again, pay attention to this.
Like a knight in a tournament with his lady looking down at him.
And you have never been absent from my thoughts for a moment.
She thinks that Sergius is never absent from her mind, you see, for a moment.
I think we two have found the higher love. When I think of you, I feel I could never do a base deed.
Whenever she says, whenever she thinks of him, she never thinks of a base deed. You see, this is what she means by higher love. So I want you, in fact, to focus on this idea. She adores the man. She thinks the man, her fiancé, as her knight, her hero, and she will say that. She will tell him, she will confess, in fact, that he is her hero, her man. You see? Yeah.
My lady and my saint.
My lord, my master.
My master.
Let me be the worshipper, dear. You little know how unworthy even the best man is of a girl's pure passion.
So they are talking now, they are talking about love, about trust, about confidence. But in fact, we see that Raina earlier in Act 1 deals with a strange soldier, and she feels sympathy, and also she goes more than that. In Act 2, everything will be seen clearly. She thinks of the strange soldier, Captain eventually, as a man of her dreams, a man of, you see, that masters her heart. So she loves two now. She loves two men at the same time. Either she lies, you see, on Sergius, and she wants Captain Bluntschli as a future husband, or in fact, she is confused between these two men. Also, at the same time, we will see that Sergius, for a moment, he thinks of Raina as the lady of his own dreams. He loves Raina. But when Raina goes out of his eyes, you see, she enters the house, he will meet Luca, and he will he tries to flirt with her, tries to kiss her, he tries to you see think you see of her, and we will discover by ourselves that Sergius is a deceptive man. Sergius is flirting. Sergius is playing on the emotions of both Raina and Luca. So this is, in fact, George Bernaccio. George Bernaccio now in a position to reveal all these secrets of these characters. He wants to say that these characters who once talk about higher love, about true emotions, in fact, they lie. And they are hypocrites. just to reveal the hypocrisy that was prevalent in the Victorian English society. So, for one time, George Bernard Shaw discusses the emancipation of women, discusses the women's status. For the other, he deals, or he reveals the hypocrisy of these aristocratic people. So he wants to say that aristocratic people or rich people are hypocrites, and there is no truth about their own words or dialogue. Pay attention.
I love you.
I love you. She says that I love you. I love you. But later, she will again admit and confess before us that she will not think she couldn't she could not forget Captain Blanchard. She could not efface, you see, the memory of Major Blanchard out of her mind. You see, pay attention to this.
Never I can't pretend to talk indifferently before her. My heart is too full. I will go and get my hat, and then we can go out and Abdul-Settar. Would you like that?
Be quick. If you are 5 minutes, it will seem like 5 hours.
You see, he seems with her dialogue, he seems very eager, very anxious, not to leave her even for 5 minutes. For 5 minutes, and he could regard, you see, her loss for 5 minutes as 5 hours. He couldn't tolerate, he couldn't bear her absence for 5 minutes. You see, now immediately when Luca comes, he will forget Raina and he will flirt with Luca. You see, just to make us discover this character, the reality of this character. This character is deceptive. You see, pay attention. When she leaves and Luca comes, he will flirt with Luca. He will flirt with Luca. Pay attention to this. You see? Now Luca will come. Luca comes. Now Luca comes, you see? And now he will flirt with her. Pay attention to his behaviors. You see? He comes, you see, he comes and he will take her hand, you see. So he forgets everything about Raina. With Raina, he says that he couldn't tolerate her loss or her absence for 5 minutes, you see. And then they were talking about higher love. And also they were talking about the trust. But now after 5 minutes, you see, as the action goes on, revealing the secrets of these two characters, we also find that this character is not true to his own words. You see, so this is discovered. Before our eyes. We now the reality of Sergius. Immediately later, we will see, you see, in a parallel movement, parallel structure, we will see Raina talking about Captain Blanchard in the same way Sergius talks with Luca. I mean, Raina will talk about Captain Blanchard in the words of love. She says that she could not forget Captain Blanchard, could not efface, could not omit or delete his memory from her mind. Now, you see, this means that they both are deceptive. Raina is deceptive and Sergius is deceptive. This is why we say that Act 2 is very important. It reveals a lot of things concerning the reality of these characters. Now we see Raina, in her reality, we see also Sergius a reality. Pay attention to what Sergius does and how does he behave with Luca.
Higher lovers.
No, sir.
He asks her about higher love.
Very fatiguing thing to keep up for any length of time, Luca. One feels the need of some relief after it.
Perhaps you'd like some coffee, sir.
Thank you, Luca.
Oh, sir, you know I didn't mean that.
You see? Now he catches her hand. This is a flirting. This is a flirting. He tries to tempt. This is a kind of temptation. This is a kind of temptation. He tries to tempt the girl, and she is ready, by the way. By the way, she is ready. She will ask him, in fact, for a hiding place. If he insists on flirting or playing with her, you see, she is ready. She is ready if there is a hiding place to go, and then she will take him, in fact, to a bush, a nearby bush, you see, that nobody could see and observe.
I'm surprised at you.
I'm surprised at myself, Luca. What would Sergius, the hero of Scudetto, say if he saw me now? What would Sergius, the apostle of the higher love, say if he saw me now? What would the half-dozen Sergiuses that keep popping in and out of this handsome figure of mine say if he caught us here? Do you consider this figure handsome, Luca?
Let me go, sir. I shall be disgraced. Oh, will you let go?
No.
Then stand back where you can't be seen. No common sense.
Ah, that's reasonable.
You see now, they come to a hiding place. She says that. Let us go to some place when nobody could see us, you see? And now he tries, in fact, to kiss her and to hug her, you see? She refuses, and then there will be very important dialogue between the two. She will reveal some other fact concerning Raina and the strange soldier that was hiding himself in Raina's bedroom. She will tell Sergius about one of the secrets of the family.
Take care, Luca. I may be worthless enough to betray the higher love, but do not you insult it.
No, sir, Walter, I'm sure. Now go with my work, please, now.
You are a provoking little witch, Luca.
You see, she is described by Sergius as a provoking little girl. This means that she tempts him, as he is ready, in fact, to flirt. So both are, in fact, deceptive.
If you were in love with me, would you spy out the windows on me?
Well, you see, sir, since you say you were half a dozen different gentlemen all at once, I should have a great deal to look after.
Witty as well as pretty.
No, I don't want your kisses. Gentlefolk are all alike. You making love to me behind Miss Raina's back. She doing the same behind yours.
You see? Now she reveals the secret. As you are doing things behind your Raina, Raina herself does a lot of things behind you. See? This is the secret. This is the secret. That Raina, now Luca reveals Raina's reality or secret relationship with the strange soldier. She is telling Sergius about this. As you are now doing things behind Raina's back, she herself does a lot of things behind you. You see? This fact, in fact, was intolerable by Sergius. You see? And when he listens, he comes very angry, very irritated, to the extent that he will leave Luca. He will leave Luca, and he says that he is not ready to listen anymore for the maid that insults his lady. See?
It shows how little you really care.
You see, he says,
our conversation is to continue. Luca, you will please remember that a gentleman does not discuss the conduct of the lady he is engaged to with her maid.
You see, a gentleman comes irritated, and he could not tolerate when his lady, you see, is insulted. And it is not only insulted, he will not allow her maid to insult her, you see. So this is the germ of the problem that is arise now between Sergius and Luca. At the time he wants to flirt with her, you see, she irritates him. She agitates the man, you see, and she says a lot of things that brings anger, you see, to the man, to the extent that he will leave her. He will leave.
So hard to know what a gentleman considers right. I thought while you were trying to kiss me that you'd given up being so particular.
You see, she doesn't want Sergius to be a particular to his lady Raina. She thinks of Sergius as a common man, This is what she means, that she thinks him not so particular. See, let us listen again to the dialogue between the two.
If you were in love with me, would you spy out the windows on me?
Well, you see, sir, since you say you're half a dozen different gentlemen all at once, I should have a great deal to look after.
Witty, as well as pretty.
No, I don't want your kisses. Gentlefolk are all alike. You making love to me behind Miss Ryan's back. She doing the same behind yours. It shows how little you...
See? As you are doing things behind Raina's back, she herself is doing things behind your back. See? This is, again, I say it is very important. In fact, this is why I stress this idea.
Our conversation is to continue, Luca. You will please remember that a gentleman does not discuss the conduct of the lady he is engaged to with her maid.
So hard to know what a gentleman considers right. I thought while you were trying to kiss me that you'd given up being so particular.
You are not so particular.
Devil.
You suddenly he is aware of himself. Suddenly he comes aware of his status, you see, and he is now waiting for his lady to come. This is why he calls her devil. You see, she plays, in fact, this role of temptation. Usually, the devil tempts. And this is perhaps taken from the old tradition, considering women in general as a devil, considering, especially in the English religious thinking, woman is a devil. And since Eve, in fact, tempts Adam in paradise, and she was responsible for the original sin, as it is said in the Bible. So here George Bernard Shaw, in one way or another, comes to this idea, considering women as a devil. See? Let us listen.
It is very like me, sir. I'm only Miss Ryan's maid.
Which one of the six is the real man? That's the question that torments me. One of them is a hero, another a buffoon, another a humbug, another perhaps a bit of a blackguard. One at least is a coward. Jealous, like all cowards. Luca. Who is my rival?
You shall never get that out of me for love or money.
Why?